मर्ज है दवा भी, पर आदत है हमें, रोका है खुद को लेकिन हम रह ना सके। तेरी लहरों में आकर ऐसे हम बहे, ले डूबी जा रही है गहराइयां हमें, गहराइयां, gehraiyaan. That's about it.
I think we goofed up some parts, but I mean,
It is what it is.
That was very cool. Kabeer and Savera, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you for having us.
Both of you will be performing at Vh1 Supersonic, which is a multi-genre music festival. So what your fans can expect from your stage performance?
For starters, we've got a bunch of surprises for them. We've got some really cool people in our band who are coming with us. It's a big setup, and we're gonna have some surprises in store for all the fans.
So usually when you hear our music, it's kind of hard to imagine how it would be done live because it's so electronic, and usually you expect like a DJ to play that kind of stuff. But we love playing live, and it's a lot of fun for us. So we put together a band with a bunch of different musicians, and like he said, there's some surprise musicians as well. And we're going to play all these things live. So it's a proper live act.
Is there a different approach needed when you perform on stage and of course in front of thousands of your fans? And have you prepared any special acts?
I mean, the difference for us, especially because Kabeer and I both started playing live when we were really young. I think 12 and 13 we were. And the real difference actually now is just that we've not done it for a while. We've been in studio for a long time, just working out of here. So that's the real difference. But we're really excited about just meeting all these new fans and new people that we get to work with. So that's
as an artist, do you feel most vulnerable when you are on stage? And have you ever discovered a side of yours musically that you weren't aware of while performing on stage?
So actually, this is the first time we are performing on stage. That's the other cool thing, that Supersonic, this 24th, is our first live show together. Of course, as kids in high school, we used to play in a band together, but that was very different. Like we were in 9th standard or in 10th standard and just having fun. Now it's the first time we're playing, so I feel like letting go of that control that we have in the studio, where we can be the perfectionist that we are. Like we just have to kind of go with the flow a little bit more, and that's the vulnerability, I guess.
We really discovered you with Gehraiyaan. How and when you came together as musicians, would you like to talk to us about your early days?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, like we mentioned earlier, we grew up together in the same school, playing in the same band, and we always kind of we loved music. We used to exchange cassettes and stuff. We used to really find ourselves within the music. But obviously then after school and stuff, we kind of did different things, after which both of us moved to Bombay around the same time, and we met up and we said that, hey man, we used to do this when we were kids, and now we're kind of doing it professionally in a different angle. Maybe we should start working together again. And then we just started working, and ever since it's been this way, where we've done a lot of different kinds of projects, like smaller films, documentaries, and advertising stuff, and just a lot of things, until we met Shakun, who basically was a really inspiring and kind person who basically allowed us to have fun in studio. So that's what we did.
But were you grown up in Mumbai, or were you come here?
I grew up in Bangalore and Ahmedabad, and
I grew up mostly in Ahmedabad. So both of us are from the same school. In fact, even Lotika, who sang Gehraiyaan and Dube and is the new song also, she's part of it. She's also from the same school. And we're all friends from Ahmedabad. I then went to Pune and I studied maths and physics. And then I came back to Ahmedabad, where I started making music. Savera was shifting to Bombay at that point. And then at some point, like he said, we both kind of went Bombay, and we are like, it's kind of not as much fun to do this alone. It's a little boring. You're in the studio alone all the time, long days. You don't see sunlight sometimes. And then we are like, let's do one together. And that was like few years back. I don't know, like 4, 5, 6.
No,
I don't know.
I
It's been
think
a
it was more like 8 years back.
yeah.
Those
And-
2 years in the middle, everybody just there's a time lapse there.
yeah. So we did that one project together, and the first project was so much fun that we are like, let's just go back to like doing this as a band as we were doing before. Let's just do this together. So
Let's talk about a new song which is titled "Feel You Now." Is it in English? And please tell us more about the song.
yeah, so our next song, Feel You Now, that's dropping on the 8th of this month, is our, well, actually, it's fun because, again, it's the same Gehraiyaan team that's collaborating together. There's Ankur, who's written the lyrics, Lotika, who's singing, Savera, who's obviously singing and doing the music, and me, who's doing the music. So it's the same gang that's working together, friends coming back together. The song is, so I don't know if like some of our fans might know this, but we usually write all our songs in English because we think in English. So
Yeah.
even Dube, Gehraiyaan were actually first English songs. Then we'd get a lyricist like Ankur or Kausar Muni ma'am, and they'd kind of then make Hindi lyrics for that based on the meter, meaning, etc., etc. So we did that for this, but the English, the hook, which was "Feel You Now," when you hear the song, you'll know the "Feel You Now" hook was sounding so good in English that with our friends at Sony and us and all of us were like, what do we do? We can't really change this, and it's so catchy and working for us. So we are like, why don't we just keep this in English and keep the rest of the song in Hindi? And it turned out to be this new experiment, and we're just going with it.
Yeah, and what's really nice is that basically the lyrics are very almost like a conversation between two people. So it's a fun song, and we're really happy to release it, hoping everybody likes it.
So then, please give us few lines of the new song "Feel You Now."
Sure, let us.
Cool.
आंखों में देखा तेरी that you just want to mess with me. लगता है मुझे ये कि तुम ही तोड़ोगे ये दिल मेरा. हाजिर है हम यहाँ पे अपनी नजरें बिछा के. लगता है मुझे ये कि तुम ही तोड़ोगे ये दिल मेरा. I can feel you now. I can feel you work me out. I can feel you now. होना है जो होने दो.
How nice! What a lovely song! What a lovely song!
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Very excited to hear the full version. But going back to Gehraiyaan, remember how you backed Gehraiyaan and what was the brief that Shakun Batra gave you when you started working on the film?
It's a very complicated question, but we'll try and answer it to the best of our ability. This is what Shakun told us. He said that he wants to work till the very end and get the best result possible. That's all we know. And so that's what we did. That's it. But more or less, we knew, I mean, we had read the script and we came in with thoughts of our own. And Shakun is, he himself is a musician, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's got a very beautiful understanding of different kinds of music and sounds and stuff. So honestly, like working with him was, I mean, it was a blast. Yeah. We had a lot
So
of fun.
initially, he had heard our independent music,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he kind of called us to do the background score,
Oh,
not the songs. So
Yeah.
he's like, "Do you guys want to do the background score?" And I literally one day got a message on Instagram saying that, "Hi, I'm Shakun Batra. Can I meet? Like, can we meet? I like your music. Can we meet?" So I told Savera that, is this the real Shakun Batra was messaging, like, on Instagram. So then we had that meeting, and he told us that he wanted to do the background score, and we were doing the background score, and we were really tight on time. There's a lot of work going on, but then Savera and I, like, we asked him that, who's doing the music, who's doing the songs. So then he said, you can try if you want, but no guarantees. So we tried. We got first song approved. Then they're like, okay, there's one more situation. Do you guys want to try? but do you have time with the score going on? So we're like, we'll try. So then second song got approved, and then they're like, guys, why don't you just do everything? So we're like, okay, cool, done.
So which song was the first one which got approved?
Dube.
Dube. It was originally called Falling, but yeah, Dube.
Yeah, it got approved. Dube got approved. Then some
Was
other,
there
then
in
other
the same place? Was there when it came in the movie? Was there in the same place, or it was later decided where you want to place the song?
No, they had a
They
place
had a
where they
place.
knew the song was coming, but they didn't know what song. And they were trying. Sakun was very specific about what music works with the visuals and what's the right vibe, the palette for the film. So I guess he liked what we did. What we did. It went ahead.
Let's hope he liked what we did.
He says he likes what we did, so maybe it's true.
You have described music of Gehraiyaan as atmospheric pop. Would you please like to elaborate on that?
So Savera and I both listen to a lot of instrumental music, orchestral music, piano music, weird electronic music, and a lot of it is about being inside, like it's immersive, some things you just want to close and you feel like you're inside it, and we really love that feeling, almost cinematic, enveloping music. But we both also love pop songs, like pop songwriting. Okay, how do you make something catchy, how do you make something pop, in that pop structure? So we're like, how do we try and combine our love for this very ambient music but also our love for pop music? So atmospheric pop.
Yeah, that's what happened. It was a mistake, honestly.
I'm gonna ask you to request. I'm gonna request you to give me a few lines of Dube in the end. But you have previously also worked on the music for the sports drama Inside Edge. Coming from indie space, what are the changes that you have to adapt while working on a series that will be viewed from by viewers across the world?
I guess the main difference is that there's a lot more stuff that needs to get done on timelines, because there's a big team working. Everybody has to finish things by timelines. And I guess the task is to try and remain as free and open and creative with those constraints. Um, for Gehraiyaan, for example, Shakun let us really do whatever we wanted naturally. And of course, there were like 100 timelines and pressure for this and that. But in the end, I guess if you can manage to stay true to that essence that we love, then that's where the real magic happens.
Yeah. Are you also considering now to explore other genres of music or new musical directions? Having
Yeah, I think with our newer releases, we are exploring different genres for sure. I mean, like anything, like music evolves and you evolve, and we hear new things. We get inspired by new things. Both of us really love traveling and being out in nature a lot, so we find our inspiration from that also. So I mean, of course, our genre will never. I mean, there will never be one thing. Like atmospheric pop was maybe for Gehraiyaan, but the next one could be anything, honestly. And we are already on that trajectory where we're experimenting with different sounds and different genres. And
Someone once called our music genre agnostic.
yeah,
And I thought that was pretty cool, because basically it's not looking at genre, but it's just looking at all our influences in a pop format. So
And finally, you just mentioned that you'd like to explore other genre of music and new sound. Is there a classical music instrument, or is there any instrument that fascinates you a lot and you end up using in most of your songs?
cello.
yeah, I think yeah, you said the right answer. Both of us really love the cello. Also, we've been trying something with sarangi. We've been thinking about that for a couple of years because we really like the sound of a sarangi. So string instruments for sure. Like in Gehraiyaan, you heard a lot of string instruments. Maybe in the future, if we get to experiment a little more, we're definitely going to try the sarangi.
Basically, really, we just want to make sad music that makes people sad and cry. So all these instruments work. So I think that's why we like them.
I have to ask you, what is it about this acronym OFF? You of course have a very cool name, Kabeer.
Yeah, I know. That's what my mother also tells me. You're dumb. Why are you saying Oaff everywhere? I gave you a good name. Uh, but Oaff basically means like OAF. The English word means silly, awkward person. And one day I was at school and one auntie came and said, you stupid Oaff. And then I was like, oh, then that kind of stayed with me in my mind. So then finally, when I was putting on music as a joke to myself, I was like, yeah, Oaff only.
Generally, people have musical influences, but this one is unusual. Thank you so much, and best of luck. And in the end, may I please request you to give us few lines of the Bekabu in the both versions, the one in English and one in the one which was used in the movie.
तेरी बाहों में से खो गए जैसे खुद से ही रिहा हो गए देखो अरमान कहे अपनी हद से बढ़ गए तेरी बाहों में से खो गए ख्वाबों का जादू बेकाबू हम हो गए ख्वाबों का जादू जादू दिल से यूं लगा तू बेकाबू हम हो गए तेरी बाहों में ऐसे खो गए
Thank you so much and best of luck. Next time, maybe in person, we'll catch up.
Yeah, I
For
would
sure.
love to.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.